This podcast is brought to you in part by P&P Games, your online source for everything video games. Visit their website at pnpgames.com or at their 2 retail locations in Winnipeg, Manitoba. All right, everybody, and welcome to another Nintendo Pulse podcast. This is episode number 58, which is crazy. We were discussing it before the pre-show, and it seems like a too high of a number, but it isn't. It's 58, I promise you. Recording this on Thursday, August 29th, 2013. As always, I'm your host, Lloyd Hannison, and joining me this week, Stephen Munn. Stephen.
Hi.
How are you?
I am doing really well. I should be Animal Crossing'd out by now, but I'm not.
Really? Wow. Do I have a story for you?
Okay, let's do it.
Well, let's get into this. Before we do that, I just wanted to remind everybody to head on over to youtube.com/VGPod. Basically, subscribe to us on YouTube. Every episode that we post, or that we record rather, is posted up there on youtube.com. So you can watch the show if you can't catch it live. See some of the fun that we do on camera that you don't get on the audio version. And if you subscribe, you'll get access to all of the videos that we put up there, which is pretty cool. Also wanted to mention that we did put a special edition podcast on this feed that you've probably heard, the Disney Infinity Cast. Just wondering what everybody thought about it. Just send in your feedback. Let me know if you liked having an episode about a game like that we just sat around and chatted about a latest release and kind of gave our impressions on it. If that's something you'd like us to do more in the future or not, definitely let us know, and we can adjust what we do from then on out. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I have this week. Time to end the show, Steven.
Okay.
No news.
Everyone remember to review us on iTunes. And
exactly. All right, well, let's get into the show. So I guess I teased it. You're not Animal Crossing out at all?
No.
You still play every day pretty much?
I'm at hour number 345.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I missed a day. I missed a day about a week ago. And I felt really bad about it because I hadn't missed a day at all. And then I felt so bad that I missed a day. I didn't go back into the game that day. The next day, I mean, when I found out. And I haven't played since. So it's been about a week, and I haven't logged into my Animal Crossing game at all. I haven't actually even turned on my 3DS at all. I actually have a Street Pass, and I see the green light on my 3DS, and I haven't actually opened it or anything.
Wow.
So it's weird. It's like I hit this like, oh no, I missed a day. What am I ever going to do? And then it's at the same time, it's like, oh, I don't have to play this game every day. And then now I haven't touched my 3DS in like a week. So it's bizarre. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't know. Steven, what?
Jespin says this sounds like Animal Crossing Anonymous. And Cannon Chain says Lloyd is sick. Lol.
Hello, my name is Lloyd Hannison, and I'm an addict. It has been 7 days since I last Animal Crossinged. Tom Nook has not guilted me into coming back and spending my bells.
It's been about 7 minutes for me. That's about when we started the podcast, right?
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, I've been doing other things, so it's been kind of nice. But let's get into... Cannon Chain says, we're here for you, Lloyd. No, thank you. I need a chip, I guess. After I pass a week, I should get the 1 week chip. And I can carry in my pocket to remind me that I don't need Animal Crossing.
Yes, I'm going to be
your sponsor.
He's going to be my sponsor.
That's hilarious. All right, well, let's get into the show.
Well, it's a lost cause.
Steven,
that's right.
What have you been playing?
Aside from Animal Crossing New Leaf, I picked up Sonic Colors for Wii. I had it for DS already. It had been a gift that I recommended that my mother give my daughter a while ago, but she never picked it up, and which was strange because I really expected her to like it because she's a big Sonic fan, but she never played it. So I figured I'd give that one a try, and also pick up the Wii one because it was so critically acclaimed. and it was really cheap. It was like $19 and change on Amazon. I got free shipping, so I ordered that, and I played it for about an hour and a half already, and it's pretty good. I think it was good. And the DS one is more like Sonic Rush because it's like a side scroller and stuff like that, but it has the same, like, has samples of the same orchestrated music that's in the Wii version, which is like really surprising. They're definitely going for like a Mario Galaxy type vibe with the sound of the music, which is interesting. And I think that Sonic Lost World is moving even more in that direction, I guess.
Right.
And also, having finished Pikmin 3 and pretty much squeezed all my interest out of the alternative modes, like the multiplayer and stuff like that, I went back and started playing New Play Control Pikmin for Wii, and that's been pretty good. I mean, it's interesting to see the differences in the design. Having to hammer on the A button to pluck Pikmin out of the ground, and having to wait for them to start to sprout before I can pull them out of the ground and stuff like that. It's
right.
So it's
Different
it's interesting
experience.
to see those differences. Yeah, and obviously the graphics are a lot nicer. Graphics and sound are a lot nicer in the Wii U version.
Right. Oh, cool.
And that's it.
That's
pretty
it.
much
That's a pretty short week. Usually you have like 53 games that you've played.
Yeah, it's just all Animal Crossing, and more Animal Crossing. You should see my house now and the grounds.
Have you been placing paths with custom things?
Yeah, custom stones, and I've got flowers and hedges and
Wow.
yeah.
I'm scared to log in actually because I finally got a couple gold roses, and then I didn't play, so I'm sure they're dead now, and I'll be sad.
Oh no.
Oh well.
Go back and have a look.
Yeah, I should probably get in at some point. All right. Moving on, let's talk a little bit what I've been playing. As you heard in the special that we put up on the feed, I've been playing Disney Infinity. Picked it up on the Wii U, and that's pretty much the only game that I have been playing in this last week ever since it came out. I got a review copy of Dragon Crown that I played about an hour in on my PlayStation 3. And the rest has been Disney Infinity, playing co-op with the kids, playing Toy Box mode, playing through some of the single player stuff myself just to get some of the items that we missed on our first co-op playthrough. It's been like the all-consuming game that's pretty much all I've been playing. So it's been a lot of fun. Good game.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, Terraria, I picked it up on iPad today and been messing around with that as well. That's been fun. But yeah, it's been pretty slim. Just Disney Infinity, and guilted, feeling a little bit of guilt for not playing Animal Crossing.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it is. All right, well, let's get into the rest of the show. Notable releases. Of course, we had Disney Infinity last Sunday, so it's been out a week already, which is pretty crazy. So if you haven't heard, check out vgpodcast.com and check out the Disney Infinity special that we put up earlier this week. Other game releases, Pokemon Rumble U on the Wii U, downloadable eShop title, came out, and I didn't realize the price, and then I found out it was $18, and I said, "Wow, that's 100% too expensive. It should be $9, not $18."
Yeah.
It's expensive. So, but it's out, and if you want to battle with 7,323 different Pikmin or different Pokemon rather, you could do that in that game. Pretty much every Pokemon that's ever been in the series. So what is it at, like 700 now or something? You can do that. So Pokemon Rumble U, check it out. Rayman Legends comes out on September 3rd. It's already out in Europe, I think, in the UK, and I've seen some people posting some thoughts about it. Are you still thinking about picking this one up? I know you were kind of like, yeah, I'm totally getting it. Then it's like, I don't think so. Has that changed at all?
Yeah, I don't have it pre-ordered. I think I'll probably pick it up during the holiday sales at Amazon, which is what I ended up doing with Origins.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I'll be picking it up either. I made the mistake of buying Rayman Origins on my Vita. Finally found a copy, $30 or whatever, and it's a free game this month on PlayStation Plus. So it's like, oh, damn it! So, I think I'm gonna play that. I'll be playing that version of Rayman for a while before I get into anything else.
Yeah.
Also out, Legend of Zelda on the Wii U Virtual Console. So if you want to play the original NES version, $5. On the 3DS Virtual Console, we have Wario Land 3 for $5. So that's probably the best of the Wario Land that's probably one of the best platformers from Nintendo that came out on the Game Boy, the original Game Boy. I loved Wario Land 3. And for $5, that's a pretty darn good deal. In stores, we have New Super Luigi U. That's the disc-based version for $30, which is $10 more than if you just go download the game yourself for $20 off the eShop. So if you want the green box, go pick that one up in stores. It's a short print, I believe. Nintendo's didn't print too many of them, so they'll probably sell it quickly if you're around that area. What else? Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward finally hit the 3DS eShop, and it hit it at $25. It came out in retail how long ago, Steven? Like a couple months ago? Or about a month
think
ago?
it was last year.
Was it last year? It's been out for a while.
Yeah.
It's $40 still if you go to the stores and buy it on a disc or buy it on a cartridge.
Yeah.
And if you download it, it's $25, which is a better price. Although it's another one that I got on PlayStation Plus for free. So I'll be playing on my Vita at some point in the near future, or not. I don't know. We'll see. And also on the 3DS Virtual Console, we have Ninja Gaiden 2 for $5. So a lot of releases, a lot of good stuff. And this is a new thing that we wanted to do. Steven had the idea to talk about game deals. So why don't I give it over to you, Steven? Why don't you talk about stuff that is on sale so you can get it for cheap.
I went through a few of the websites where I usually see some of the best deals and some of Nintendo's press releases, since they now announce eShop deals in those. And I kind of compiled them into a list here. So starting at the top, I have Bit Trip Saga. Starting September 1st until September 15th, it's going to be $5 on the 3DS eShop, and that's down from $15, which is just 67% off. It's just a crazy deal for a Nintendo game.
And it's a crazy game too, because it's 3 whole games in one download, and it's $5. So it's a great deal.
It is. Lego City Undercover. I know you like the Wii U version, but this is the 3DS version. The chase begins.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, instead of the retail of $30, it's $15 on GameFly. And GameFly, all the GameFly ones I'm going to mention are considered used because they're going to be opened, but nothing in there has been touched except for the media itself, whether it's the disc or the cartridge. And they come to you in brand new condition, registration codes unused, stuff like that. So I think it's as good as new, especially for the deals. Pilot Wings Resort is there for $15 instead of $40. Sonic Transformed was $30. Tank was $40. Assassin's Creed 3 for Wii U was $40, and they're all $18 on GameFly. Scribblenauts Unlimited was $60. Batman Arkham City Armored Edition was $60. Darksiders 2 was $60. Razor's Edge was $60, and they're all $20 on GameFly. Good
deal.
Yeah. Injustice, Gods Among Us, and Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which I'd like to call COD Blops 2, for Wii U. They're $25 each, down from $60 also on GameFly. Zombie U was $25 at GameFly, and I thought that was a good deal until I saw that it's $22 brand new at Amazon.
Wow.
So that's a good deal. That's supposed to be a really good game. Lloyd, you played that, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely worth playing.
Sure. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is one of those 3DS games that retails at $40, and for a while now it's been $31 at Amazon, so it's probably about the best you're going to do on that. Sticker Star, though, is $28, down from $40. And again, that has been that price for a while. New Super Mario Bros. 2 is $30 there at Amazon. Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D is $28. That one was only $35, so it's not that good of a deal, but still probably the cheapest you're going to find that game new. And Need for Speed Most Wanted U, which was one of Wii U's launch titles, IGN, I believe, gave it just over a 9 out of 10. We reviewed it really, really well. I think they called it the definitive version of Need for Speed Most Wanted. $22, down from $60 on Amazon. Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Even more of a tongue twister now than it was before, because Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is $20. instead of 60 on Amazon, and Resident Evil Revelations for Wii U on GameFly, instead of $50, it's $28.
Cool. So some great deals for people that are looking for some cheap games.
Oh yeah,
especially if you're in the States, because I can't actually buy any of these, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, it's good to see all these Wii U games coming down in price because they were up there for a long time.
Definitely. Sorry, I'm still getting over a cold, so I'm going to be muting my mic every once in a while and hacking up a lung. So if I ever cut off, that'll be what the problem is. So don't think I'm having a heart attack or anything, Stephen.
I wouldn't be too worried about you having a heart attack because I don't really like you.
Oh, okay, good. You'd be cheering it on. You'd be like, yeah, about time. Damn it.
All right, he left me his game collection.
All right, moving on. Let's get into the news. Had a lot of news this week. Usually we have nothing to say, Stephen.
Yeah, except we had one. Didn't we have one with two Nintendo Directs like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was a little.
That was crazy.
It was an embarrassment of riches, and that's the weirdest thing about this is Nintendo announced 2 or 3 huge things, and they didn't have a Nintendo Direct to announce it. They just released a press release.
Yeah, blew me away. I'm like, wait a minute, was there a Direct that I missed when I started seeing all the news coming out?
Yeah, no. And it's like so. They didn't do an E3 presentation because they're like, we're going to be doing Nintendo Directs from here on out. And now they release huge news and don't do Nintendo Directs. So are they not going to do those anymore? Like, I don't know what Nintendo's doing here. It seems a little confusing to me.
Well, in one of these stories, they mention an upcoming Nintendo Direct on September 14th. I believe that's for Japan.
Right.
So that one's for Monster Hunter 4, which I guess is coming to 3DS.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Weird. All right. Well, let's run down some of the biggest news items. First off, Nintendo is now officially dropping the price on the Wii U. Leading up to this announcement, so many of the different retailers in the States and in Canada had been putting the Wii U premium bundle, so the 350 $349.99 model on sale for $299.99. So you could see it at Target and Walmart and all the big stores. So Nintendo made that official. So on 9/20, so September 20th, any Wii U that you see in stores will be $299. That'll be the maximum that you will pay. They said that the basic edition will be less than that. And they haven't said if they're going to be making more available. They said it's going to be in limited supply. So they didn't say that they're killing that product, but pretty much it sounds like they're killing the product and then releasing the deluxe model at $299. So that was huge news. We've been talking about a price cut forever. $299 still seems to me to be $50 too expensive, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be another price cut before holidays, depending on how many units this basically moves in their supply chain.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if there's a real significant change from this.
I hope so. But I guess the bigger news is that Nintendo announced a Wind Waker HD bundle that comes with a customized Wii U. It's the black model, but it has a whole bunch of gold little designs on the front of the gamepad, which is pretty cool. Yep. So that comes with the 32 gig Wii U Deluxe rather. It comes with a digital code for Wind Waker HD, and it comes with a digital version of Hyrule Historia, and it's $299. So I saw that and I'm like, that is a really good deal. Hyrule Historia in stores is $40. Of course, this is a digital version, not the Dead Tree version, but still you're getting a digital copy of a $40 book, which is pretty cool. And you're getting a $50 game bundled in that isn't like a crappy mini game collection. It's a beefy, meaty title. So essentially you're getting the Wii U for about $200 and then paying full price for the rest of the stuff. So pretty good deal. And really awesome that Nintendo is doing this all in the same day. It's like you can get Wind Waker HD, you get it early, and you basically are getting it for $300, which is a pretty darn good announcement from Nintendo. So what do you think, Steven?
Yeah. That's the good deal. I mean, I looked at that and I was like, I wish my gamepad had that fancy lettering on it.
I did the same thing. That's kind of sad, isn't it? It's like I I wonder if I can find a buyer for my Wii U. And it's like, oh no, I bought all this stuff and I can't take it to another console. So never mind.
Exactly. Yeah. They haven't given us that option to migrate our console. See, that's the thing. I mean, you can't even. Yeah, exactly. Like Prometheus saying, only problem is my digital games are still locked on my old Wii U, and that's my situation too. All my Wii digital stuff is locked in my Wii U. Yep. All my Wii U stuff is locked in my Wii U, and they haven't made any way to migrate it to another. Even if I had another brand new Wii U right next to it, there's no way to get this stuff from the one to the other.
Yeah, can't you just like shake one into the other, and doesn't all the bits kind of they fall out of the disk drive and
sure.
they go into the other one?
Sure, out of the little holes in the side and stuff like that. That might work.
Try that.
If not, I could try shaking it harder.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Shane says you can call up Nintendo and get it transferred. I'm sure I could, but
hassle.
Honestly, I mean, for what it is, I'd basically be paying for the opportunity to spend another $300. After. I mean, I've been reasonably happy with the Wii U because of other consoles like 3DS and PC. I've had enough to do since it came out, you know. Yeah. If I had lots of extra money, as Ken and Shane puts it, it's not that it's impossible; it's that it's a major hassle.
Mm-hmm. Like I can remember when the original Xbox was out, and I had one, the big black one, and I even had the first generation one that came with the controller that's as big as some people's kitchen tables. It was like this huge controller. And then they came out with the Halo Crystal bundle, and I wanted it so bad. So I bought a second Xbox with the intention of selling my first one, and I just never did. So I know that if I do this with the Wii U, even if I could find some way to get it transferred, I probably would be lazy and not sell my second Wii U, and I would just spend another $300 for no reason. So as much as I'd like to, and go through the hassle and all that crazy stuff, I'm not going to happen here. But good on Nintendo for releasing a special edition version and dropping the price. I mean, and this is a really good bundle. I mean, this is what the Wii U should have launched with. Should have launched with something like this. Get a kick-ass game, get the console, get some digital stuff to push that, and they would have probably sold a lot more at launch if that was the case.
Yeah,
definitely.
This is a great deal with the bundle with Zelda in it, and I mean, Wind Waker is a great game, and an HD remake of it looks like it's going to be amazing. So I can't wait to play it. I've got the physical one pre-ordered, but that's coming later.
Yeah, it is. And that's the next thing that they announced. Like the game's coming on October 4th, but the bundle and everything is coming on September 20th. And it's like, oh, so is the game only going to be available for people that buy this new console? And then Nintendo said, no, it's going to be available for digital download on the 20th for everybody. So myself, I pre-ordered it, and I pre-ordered the digital version, and now, or the retail physical version. But I kind of want to get the digital version earlier, but I'm not gonna buy it and then have to deal with the pre-order stuff. So yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll wait for a few weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but good to see Nintendo kind of doing some things, playing around with like their model of selling things online and maybe forcing people into the idea that, hey, if you download your games digitally, they come faster and you don't have to go to stores. And maybe this will cause more people to do that in the future, which is great. But at the same time, I bought a bunch of stuff digitally, and now I kind of wish I had disc versions of some of those games just so I could get rid of them because I'm not going to play them anymore. Yeah. Especially like Scribblenauts. I mean, if I could, I'd erase the bits and erase all, erase everything off my Club Nintendo account, erase it out of everything so that it doesn't look like I ever bought that game, because it was probably the single biggest mistake that I've made, paying $60 for that game. It was such a stupid thing. But I bought other games, and it would be nice to have them out in little blue boxes sitting on my shelf. So definitely. I don't know. We'll see. But it's an interesting thing that Nintendo's doing. One other thing that they're doing with this release for Wind Waker HD is there's going to be a special edition version. So it's $50 for the game, $49.99 in stores or for download. But there's going to be a limited special edition that includes a Ganondorf figure for $55 exclusively at GameStop. and it looks pretty neat. It's like Ganondorf, and it's in this plastic bubble. It looks like something you'd put in your china cabinet or something. It looks like they designed it that way, which is kind of odd for a video game figurine, but that's pretty good. Only $5 extra, and you get a nice little figurine that you can display on your shelf. But you're saying that they've already bumped up the price because it's sold out. Is that kind of what's happening, Steven?
Oh, I don't know if they're sold out yet, but when I checked it at GameStop, it said online only, and the price was $59.99. But Nintendo's press release says $54.99 recommended MSRP, which tells me that GameStop decided, you know what, we can get at least another $5 out of each of these, so let's do it.
Nice. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah, and they're right.
Yeah, I'm sure people will buy it. I definitely.
If they're not already sold out at this point, then they're going to be soon.
Exactly. All right, more stuff in the same press release where they talked about the game. They gave us release dates for Super Mario 3D World, which will be coming out on the 22nd of November. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze will be December 6th, and both of those will be $50 titles. So it seems like that's Nintendo's new price point for real.
3D World, Mario 3D World is $60.
Oh, it is $60. I thought all their
Tropical Freeze is the one that's $50.
I thought I read somewhere that all of the games that they had announced were going to be $49.99. I might have misread that.
I thought there were 60. I thought the two that were 50 were Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Wii Party U. Everything else I thought was 60. So
I'll have to see if I can dig up that article. I thought it was at like Kotaku or Joystick, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I mean, good release dates. Although Tropical Freeze seems like it's coming a little bit late in the year. December 6th seems a little bit late for that game. They could put it out now and release a game so people will buy it. But whatever, that's coming out. That's pretty good. And then, as you said, Wii Party U, they announced the release date for that, which is October 25th, and it's going to be $50, which seems like a lot for a Wii Party game. But this one comes with a Wii Remote Plus, the Wii U version of the Wii Remote Plus, and it also comes with a little stand for your pad, because a lot of the games have your gamepad with one person sitting on one side, one person sitting on the other side, like you're playing a tabletop game, like a cocktail arcade cabinet or something. So there's a little stand that will basically make it so that the screen is flat when you have it down instead of at a small angle. And that's all for $50. So, excuse me, I might actually pick it up just so I can get another Wii remote without paying $40 for another Wii remote.
This is going to be the Wii Play for this console.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what it's going to be. But yeah, they could use a Wii Play. They could use more things selling. And top of the charts for game sales for a month would be a good thing for Nintendo. Get some of the buzz back out there. All right, what's up next? Anything new? Any new consoles? No new consoles. We've talked about that. Something handhelds? No, I don't think anything handhelds. What is it, another big Megaton bomb that they
just
dropped?
The dates for Link Between Worlds and Mario Party Island Tour.
I was just trying to not mention the 2DS, but the 2DS was announced as well.
Yeah.
So Nintendo went and the Wii came out and people made fun of the name. Then the Wii U came out and confused people because it sounded too much like the Wii. 3DS came out, which was way different than the DS. So there was less confusion. But now they've released a new console, or they're going to be releasing a new console in October called the 2DS, which is a 3DS that that will play all 3DS games and all DS games, but it will only play them in 2D. And it also is a tablet-like thing, except it still has the two screens. It still has the separation between the screens, the black plastic molding, and it doesn't fold. It's not a clamshell. So weird product announcement. I thought it was April Fool's Day. It's not something that I ever thought Nintendo would do. But after thinking about it for a few minutes, I'm actually kind of really excited about this.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it, and one of my brothers who's very much anti-Nintendo just charged at me on Twitter, and he's like, "What is it? 2DS? This is stupid. It's got a mono speaker, and I understand the clamshell thing for kids, but what the?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? And then, I looked at it and I read the stories about it on Nintendo Life and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, well, they made a console for kids. There's all these warnings on the 3DS and the 3DS literature. You don't want your really young kids looking at the 3D on this, and you can disable that in the firmware. But it's like I don't see why it's a big deal. No, it's not like okay, from this point forward, all 3DSs will be will be flat.
Yeah,
as like it's just another product. It's like the Game Boy Micro or the there was another Game Boy Advance there. There was the Advance, the SP, the Micro, and I thought there was another one too, but maybe I'm just crazy. But yeah, I mean, I don't see the big deal. It's
no. I mean, it's odd. Like you said, it has one speaker. It doesn't have a Wi-Fi switch anymore. Instead of the Wi-Fi switch, that's the sleep switch to put it to sleep, since you can't close the clamshell to put it to sleep. But I was thinking, like, my daughter lost her DS. Talked about it, I think, on the show. She was getting into the car with her big walking boot cast on, and it fell out of her purse, and she was heartbroken and crying for a day. And we've been trying to figure out what we're going to do, and we looked for replacements. She had a pink DS Lite, and finding one local that didn't look like it had, like, I don't know, people were scraping mud off their boots with it, or coming from a house where obviously every single person, including the kids, are smoking, because it just looks yellow, or scratched up like crazy. Like it for me, it was tough to find one that looked decent enough for me to even want to buy it. And then when I was looking at that, I'm like, well, it's kind of like I'm throwing bad money into a pit, because I'm buying an older piece of hardware. The 3DS obviously is where all the new software is. So this year, when she's talking with people in her class and they're talking about new games, they're going to talk about I'm playing, I don't know, Disney Cars or Disney Planes on my 3DS, and it'll be like, okay, well, she'll want to play that game. She won't be able to on her old system. So we were thinking, okay, well, are we going to get her a normal 3DS? Are we going to get her a 3DS XL? What are we going to do here? We hadn't actually come to a decision. And then this came out, and I'm like, you know what? This is perfect. It's $129.99. I don't care that it's not a clamshell, because she doesn't take her system with her wherever she goes. And if she does, they're going to be selling a little neoprene sleeve for like $18 or whatever. So we can buy that, and then it'll keep it nice and safe, so it won't get all scratched up. It just seems like a perfect little system. I mean, it's light. It's lighter than any of the other 3DSs. I don't have to worry about her playing games in 3D and blowing out her eyes. There's no proof that that's going to happen, but if it is, I won't have to worry about that anymore. So for $130, I mean, I could buy two of these pretty much for a cost of an XL. I mean, it'll be an extra $60, but I mean, that's the price of a game. So I could buy one for each of my kids, and it won't be much more expensive than just buying one of the 3DS XLs I was already going to buy. So I think this is going to be huge. It comes out on the same date as the Pokemon, the new Pokemon game. So that kids are going to ask for the new Pokemon game. They'll have a DS. They'll tell their parents, well, I need a 3DS. The parents will then look at the $200 price point and go into shock. And then they'll see this thing. Oh, it's $130. It plays all your old games. It plays the new ones. Okay, we'll pick it up. I think Nintendo's going to sell 1 million of these in the first month. Like, they're going to fly off shelves. I'm pretty sure. Initially, I was kind of like, what the hell are they doing? And now I totally get it. And I kind of dig it. Not for myself, of course, but I'm not the person that they're selling this to.
Yeah, it's just important to remember is, the 3DS XL is still the device for people like us.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have old eyes. I need the XL because the screens are big. my kids don't, so I don't have to think, well, how are they going to survive on those little screens? They're smaller. they can focus on things a lot easier than my old ancient eyes can. So
yeah, same here. I mean, earlier today I was wishing for a way to take my 3DS XL screen and put it on my 42-inch plasma set. I was like, can we make it bigger? I want it even bigger so I could see it even better.
Yeah, isn't it kind of sad?
Yeah, yeah,
It is sad.
I'm not even 40, and already I'm like, I want the screens to be bigger. Just take out my walker and my teeth.
I need a motorized rabbit so I can
Yes.
wheel around the neighborhood. Yeah. Some interesting things about this device. The fact that they take out the 3D, makes it so it's cheaper. Which is great. But they also, the form factor, what they've done with this system is the screens in the system are actually a screen. It's one big touch screen. And what they've done is they've blocked out the sizing with plastic molding, and they've blocked the top screen so you don't actually touch it with your pen with basically a chunk of plastic. So the whole panel that they're using is one big touch screen. So that for Nintendo, I mean, it's kind of interesting how they're doing it. I mean, they'd obviously have to write some sort of software to take the bottom screen one and not just display it at the bottom corner of the screen, just to center it in a certain way. But people are going to be buying these and taking them apart and doing weird mods with them or whatever.
Yep.
And then maybe this is the first step towards whatever Nintendo's next screen is, which is one huge ass touchscreen, and stuff like that. I doubt that's happening, but it's kind of neat that that's what they're doing. The other odd thing about this device is it still has 2 cameras on the back, so you can still take 3D photos. You just can't see them on the device. In 3D, you can see them in 2D, but it's like, why would they do that? And then I thought, oh yeah, there's probably software that totally requires those 2 cameras, and if they released it without the cameras, certain games just wouldn't run anymore. So that's probably why they did it. But yeah, a weird little device, but I'm kind of warming up to it, and I think I will be buying one probably on release day to get my daughter a new system so she can finally play games again.
That's great. I can't wait to hear how happy she is.
Yeah,
after hearing the story of how she lit up over Super Princess Peach.
Yeah, she's going to be so happy. And the little pouches are great. Like they're, I misspoke. They're not $18. They're $13, which is even better. And they're just this little neoprene pouch with a zipper, and the system slides right into it, and then you zip it up. I think this is a great product for Nintendo. I think they're going to do really well with it. So, bitching on Twitter aside, I think this is going to be a really good product for Nintendo. So, yeah, the Nintendo 2DS. As confusing as that name is going to be, it's like, but you're buying a 3D game and it's on a 2D system. But I mean, they could.
The real problem that I see coming is that parents are going to buy this 2DS for their kids, and then the kids are going to say, "I want this new game," and the parents are going to go and look at the game and say, "No, that's for the 3DS. You have a 2DS, honey.
Yeah,
3 is one more than 2, so yours can't do that."
Yeah. What they're doing on the boxes is on the actual box, it says it plays 3DS software in 2D, like this huge icon on the bottom of the box. So I guess they're going to try to drive it home as much as they possibly can. But
right.
But
they want to make it really, really clear.
Consumers are stupid. Like not that's not an insult on them. I mean, they just don't know, because why would they? People don't research things like they used to. Like I remember back when you would buy a stereo and you would research the best stereo to get for your house, and how many, like, what's the impedance on all these things, and what's it going to be, and you would spend 6 months researching your purchase. Now things are such throwaway that no one really does that research anymore. So I mean, that's just the way it is. So you can tell there's going to be a lot of really confused people, but hopefully the kids can steer them straight and convince them that they can actually, I don't know, play the games that they want. But yeah, great little product, and kind of a out of left field thing, and something that, like I said, you would expect to have been in a Nintendo Direct. So I don't know, so bizarre.
Yeah, nowadays you have to rely on the salespeople to steer you correctly. And if you think about who the salespeople are, people at GameStop, or slightly less horrific, the people at Best Buy. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in how well that's going to go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully we can have every parent listen to the show, and then we can steer them in the right direction. That'd be good. Kids, tell your parents to listen to the podcast, and you'll get new games, I promise.
Yep.
All right, moving on. A couple other news and notes. Some 3DS software, Zelda Link Between Worlds and Mario Party Island Tour, both have a release date, and they're both the same day, which is kind of odd for Nintendo. November 22nd, and they'll be $39.99. So Nintendo is all about spreading out release dates, and then they go and release 2 games on the same system on the same day.
Now, isn't that the PS4's release date too?
Oh yeah. Oh no, they're the 15th, isn't it? November 15th, PS4, I think.
I don't know. I guess I'm wrong.
Could be.
I was thinking because they're putting out Zelda Link Between Worlds, Mario Party Island Tour, and Super Mario 3D World all on November 22nd.
Wow.
And I thought maybe that was a barrage of software to get the attention away from the PS4.
We will own this month. We promise
Yes.
you. No, it's the 15th in North America and the 29th in Europe. So it's kind of in the middle of the two. Kind of odd. Maybe that'll be the Xbox One release date. Who knows? Cool. Moving on from the Nintendo news explosion. Nintendo and Capcom are basically about to announce a new collaboration, and they're saying that it's going to happen sometime before September 14th, which is weird because that's when it's. I don't know. It's they work together on Monster Hunter 4, and it's Monster Hunter 4 comes out on the 14th in Japan, right? Is that what that date is?
They're having a Nintendo Direct about Monster
Right,
Hunter
that's
4
what it
on
is.
September 14th.
So yeah, well, I mean, what do you think it is? I mean, Monster Hunter's pretty good. They've done exclusive Resident Evils a lot in the past. Maybe it's a new Resident Evil. Maybe it's something interesting.
No, I mean the when I think of Nintendo and Capcom collaborations, the first thing that comes to my mind were all the handheld Zeldas that they made. The Capcom's flagship studio.
Right, I forgot about
Minish Cap, I think, was the last one they did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they obviously already have a handheld Zelda coming, so it doesn't seem likely to be that.
It'll be an embarrassment of Zeldas.
Sure, maybe something Mega Man related.
That'd be interesting. Mega Man's been shelved forever, so maybe they finally decided what they want to do with it. So yeah, that could be it too. It'll be interesting, and yeah, a couple weeks away, 3 weeks away, and we'll hopefully figure out what this game is, and then we can talk about it here and drool over it. Although it'll probably be released in Japan first and take another 6 months to come out in North America.
Or maybe it'll be another crossover title like Ace Attorney. Professor Layton Ace Attorney.
Sure. Or maybe it'll be the addition of all the Capcom characters to Smash Brothers. So it'll be
would be
instead of Marvel versus Capcom, it'll be Nintendo versus Capcom Smash Brothers Brawl.
That would be a cool idea. Nintendo versus Capcom.
That'd be pretty neat.
That could be really, really good.
Even if it would be awesome if it was like 2D sprites too. If they did 2D sprites and did it like the old Marvel versus Capcom stuff, I would love that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Have Capcom develop and just Nintendo characters in there. Wow,
that'd be awesome. But it's not going to happen because Smash Brothers they would take away all the win from Smash Brothers sales, and Nintendo would never do that. But man, would that be awesome? I would love that.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. All right. Next up. Ubisoft is one of the early adopters of the Wii U, and it seems like everybody else has kind of left the system as a third-party developer. But Ubisoft is still releasing games. There was a great article put up on Polygon that we'll link to in the show notes, where they did an interview with Ubisoft, and they basically said, "Well, why? Why are you doing that?" And what's this guy's name? Corey? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Core. That's it's Elaine Core, I guess. And he's the EMEA managing director. And he basically said that we believe in Nintendo. Nintendo is a company that has proven in the last 30 years that they're able to fascinate tens of millions of gamers. Nintendo is a great creator. They're magic to a lot of gamers. And we've had a lot of great experiences with Nintendo in the past, such as the Wii and the Just Dance franchise. It has become one of the major franchises on the Nintendo system and is growing on the Wii U. And the other reason is we're trying at Ubisoft as a company to be early on any new technology that's coming. We feel that there's some interesting things that we can create. So I guess they weren't bitten too much with Zombie U, even though it didn't sell huge, but it's still in stores, and there's probably going to be more people buying a Wii U in the near future with that Zelda bundle. So hopefully this pays off for Ubisoft and they keep releasing titles, because it seems, like I said, it seems everybody's like just walking away from the system as a whole, and maybe it'll be the next GameCube, which is kind of sad and depressing since I bought it on day one.
Yeah, I got mine right around launch too.
So what do you think? Ubisoft, do you think they're going to be there for the long haul, or is this just a PR thing? Like, buy our games, please, buy our games.
As long as they can keep making games that people are going to buy, I don't see why they wouldn't stay there. They're certainly one of those companies that has gotten pretty good at making crap software for Nintendo platforms that sells well anyway.
Yeah.
I know the Just Dance series is very successful, but then they have all the Imagine Babies.
They have a lot of games with a Z. That was great.
All the ones with the Zs at the end. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see some of the Ubisoft games that I am actually interested in arriving on the platform. I don't care about, Assassin's Creed is Ubisoft, right? I mean, I don't care about that game. I don't care about a lot of those games, but there are some Ubisoft games that I really do like. The Rayman games keep coming; those are really good, and I really like the Prince of Persia games. So, like to see those keep coming.
Yep. Cool. So, good to at least have one third party publisher being very set on releasing the Wii U. I really hope this is going to turn around. Like, I hope this September 20th thing, these systems are going to hit the ground. They're going to sell 1 million consoles in the month or something crazy, and everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, the Wii U is awesome, and then more people want it, and it'll just like start just turning this ship around and sailing back towards where Nintendo wants.
Yeah,
I kind of think we're past that though. I mean, the PS4 and the Xbox One, I think it might actually be too late for the Wii U, which is really kind of sad, but I guess we'll see. We got a couple months, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. All right, last but not least, this is really cool. I'm going to link to this video on YouTube, and a developer has created a game called Aperture Science DS. Obviously, it's homebrew. It's not approved by Valve, but it essentially is a demo that they put together of Portal running on your DS. You can put a portal on a wall and put a portal on another wall and walk through it and play puzzle games that way. And the video looks really, really good. I wish I had some way to run homebrew stuff on my DS still. When I was writing software way back in the day, I had a way to flash a card. I don't have that anymore because I really want to play this. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen for me, but I'll post a link to the videos so you guys out there can at least take a peek at it and let us know what you think. So still some pretty amazing software coming out for the DS, which came out in, when did it come out? Like 2006?
I think it was actually the end of 2005, November 2005.
So yeah, that's an old system, and they got some pretty fancy 3D stuff running on that system, which is pretty cool. It'd be cool if they could do it on the 3DS because they would have a much beefier processor with more memory. But as far as I know, there's no way to actually run anything on a 3DS yet as far as homebrew goes. So maybe in the future, or maybe Nintendo will open up the platform a little bit more, kind of like the Vita, where you can just pay to be a developer, and then you can basically hook up a cable and shoot your binaries right to the Vita to play them. Maybe something like that will come out for the 3DS as well, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, check it out. We'll post a link in the show notes, and you can check it out there. All right, man. I think that's going to about do it for this episode.
Yeah, that was pretty brisk. Yeah. We had a lot of content. We went through it really fast. Very efficient.
That was good. Guys, let us know what you think. Head on over to vgpodcast.com and let us know what you think of the show. Of course, subscribe. You can subscribe there. Subscribe on Stitcher. Go right to iTunes. There's many ways to do it. Email us at vgpodcast@gmail.com, or you can call our voicemail line at area code 505 VG Podcast. We did get a bunch of email, and I wanted to read it on this episode, and then I lost access to my email account. It's locked right now, and I can't get in. So I will hopefully get in sometime in the near future, and then I'll be able to post all the stuff into a document. We could read it out next week, Stephen.
Okay.
It was bad
I'll be
timing.
here.
It was bad timing. All right, guys. 505 VG Podcast is our voicemail line. Yeah, we'll talk to you in about a week's time. Take it easy, and I don't know. Go pre-order a 2DS, I guess. I don't know what to say here.
Or order a Wii U.
Yeah, Wii U would
Buy
be a better
one now.
Please, guys, please.
Before the price goes down.
And subscribe to the show in iTunes or whatever, and tell 2 friends. That can be your homework for the week. Go and tell 2 friends to subscribe to the DS, or to the DS Life, to the Nintendo Pulse podcast, and because we'd love to have more people listening to the show. All right, guys, we'll talk to you in about a week's time. Take it easy and have fun. Later.
Good night, everyone.